A year later, would I say it's a success? VZatsu is officially a year old today. The articles of formation and all that stuff that you file to make a corporation and all those things. They were dated for a year ago today. VZatsu is officially 1 year old as of right now, and that's really crazy to think about. The intention was to start with a process-based business model, not a results-based business model, right? And the process was built on like 3 streams a week to a short, vertical video format kind of pipeline. I started with my own streams first, okay? Started with my own streams first, 3 streams a week, 3 hours a stream. I built a thing that made it possible to not have to do VOD scrubbing. And this did not require any AI at all. No AI was used in the process of this stuff. It's simple. My mods in my community use a command. No, I don't even have a dedicated clipper. It's you guys. It's you guys. Anytime something happens that I think is important, I press a button, the last 2 minutes get saved to my computer. If you guys think something is cool or funny, even if I don't press the button, you use the clip command, it saves the last 2 minutes to my computer. Bam. That's simple. Once a week, sometimes more than once a week, I go through those and I send them to my editor. Done. Now, obviously, if you don't have an editor, you have to edit this stuff yourself, but not having to scrub VODs saves you an immense amount of time. This alone is the basis of the entire machine, guys. Setting this up is so simple. It's OBS, replay buffer, mix it up, bot, clip command, done. That's it. It's not difficult. I wanted to make this for the consideration of auditioning talent who were individuals that met typical criteria you would imagine, right? For a bigger corpo, a bigger VTuber corpo, but probably didn't have the ability to handle the typical workload that they would be asked to handle, like editing their own stuff, making their own stuff, doing a lot of other posts all by themselves. This would be people that had full-time jobs already, people that had other commitments already. Maybe it's people that this was a secondary thing for them, or for whatever reason, they only could do part-time VTuber stuff. This was meant for people who would be able to go to stream for 3 hours, 3 times a week. And in the beginning, also make a long-form video once a month. All of the big, heavy administrative things was done behind the scenes by me or other staff, depending on what time of this process things were happening. It was meant to be so that they could just focus on being a VTuber and not being all the other things that independent VTubers have to be. A year later, after everything that has happened between the company forming and today, would I say it's a success? Other people? Maybe not. Maybe not. They may look at everything with the information they have available to them and say no. They might have, opinions based on rumors or misinformation and say no, it wasn't. But I'm going to say yes. Let's look at what we learned, okay? Let's look at some things that I learned through this experience over the last year. Debuts are expensive. Debuts are expensive, guys. Big corpo debuts are freaking expensive. If you were expecting to have music and lore drops and big promotional videos and new models and key art and merch and that new websites, all that stuff, It's so expensive. And like, I worked within a budget that made sense because I did not want to take out any loans. I did not want to take any money from anyone who wanted to have creative control over the project. I wanted it to be, I wanted the creative power to be in the hands of the people doing the creative stuff only. I didn't want any investors trying to tell us what to do. I didn't want anything like that, and I didn't want to be in anybody's pocket. It was extremely important that was the case. So I tried to make sure that we did not spend above our means or anything like that. However, debuts are still very expensive. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. What else did I learn? Debuts require a lot more hands than I thought. This is a very small operation. VZatsu is a very small business. Imagine you meet someone at school or something and you're friends and they say, hey, I just opened up a restaurant. You're like, like Pizza Hut? Oh, wow, you're like Pizza Hut. I just opened up a grocery store. And they're like, oh, you're like Walmart. When really, they just opened up a hot dog cart or something, right? That's kind of what this is like, okay? I didn't start a huge, giant corporation, guys. This is not a huge, giant thing. This is like a small business. This is like a small local thing. This is like, you know, that like that store down the street that's locally owned, that's a thrift store versus a huge, like, global chain. Like, this is, you know what I mean? This is small. However, opening this thing required a lot of work. And if I were to do something like this ever again, I would probably triple at least the amount of hands I had assisting in terms of staff. I am extremely appreciative of the people that worked along the way. Couldn't have done this stuff without them. I also learned that life happens. There are circumstances obviously outside of our control. And unfortunately, that causes things to not go our way sometimes. This isn't the first time that has happened to me. If any of you have known me for some period of time, you probably have realized that RNG is not kind to me and I am not a very lucky person. All things considered, though, I still consider things a success. I've also learned that sometimes deals you make don't go forward as planned and you have to be able to adapt to that. And I think that I was able to do that because I'm still here. Mikarasu's still here.
I think that's why, like, having it happen so soon was like, what the heck? You were telling me, like, it'll happen sooner than you think. And I was like, yeah, but like...
I was like 6 months. I was like 6 months. 6 months. Six weeks, though? That's crazy. That's pretty cool. You're so cool, Mika. Like, what you did?
Oh my God,
look at you.
Stop. You're making me... I don't know how to handle these compliments, Chizu.
I learned some stuff about tech issues. Oh boy, did we have a lot of tech issues. There was a solid week, probably, where I did a lot of live troubleshooting. You know, that leads into all of the hats. I've had to wear a lot of hats over the last year. On top of just normal VTuber stuff, I've been CEO, producer, talent manager, live 2D rigger, personal administrative assistant, moderator, technical support, writer, director, video editor, sound engineer, accountant, voice actor, social media manager, countless other things. The number of hats I wear on a daily basis are staggering. Literally, I'm falling over all the time. But it's okay. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm extremely happy to be the girl boss that I am. I already talked about the requirements that went into this stuff. You know, the 9 hours total a week, split between 3 streams. We also had 1 long-form video a month, but I lifted that requirement after, you know, just some discussion. We found it was too much for some talents to manage, so we stopped doing that. Bottom line, though, is this. You know, I built this company to present a thesis about my process-based business model. Could a business like this find success with the process I have built, based on following the process, believing in the process, trusting it, and not worrying so much about the results? Of the remaining talent in VZatsu that debuted, Mikarasu debuted on May 24th, 2026. She followed the process perfectly and was able to apply for YouTube partnership on August 2nd, 2026. And additionally, getting full partner with ad revenue on August 16th, just 2 weeks later, same year. I would consider that a success. I think that shows that with the right circumstances, if someone is trusting of the process, it works. We debuted with 4 covers, an original song, all with music videos. We had merch, a lore movie with IMDb credits, a production process that is now proven to work, even if you're only a part-time VTuber. Even if you're only a part-time VTuber with this process, you can get YouTube partner in 2 months. All staff and commissioned artists, this is extremely important. All staff and commissioned artists were paid in full and on time. No volunteer work was done. Everybody was paid in full and on time. That is extremely important. I have heard too many horror stories of that not being a thing. I have not owed a single person any commission money or anything like that. I would say that's a freaking success, okay? Let's talk about the part that might skew this a little bit. At what cost, guys? But at what cost? But at what cost? Let's talk. I'm gonna talk about it. After adding the following expenses, I'm gonna tell you guys how much debut cost. Are you guys ready for this? After adding the following expenses of staffing, key art, commercial art, marketing, music production, live 2D models, and other operational costs, the total cost of debut comes to just a little over $14,000. However, none of this was ever required to be paid by talent, including upon their graduation. So, what now? What do we do now? It's been a year. Mikarasu's partnered. Things are going all right. What now? A lot of people have been sending emails asking about auditions, actually. And I do get questions about that sometimes. I would like to focus on Mikarasu's birthday event that's coming up in October. We have a lot planned for that. And my priority right now is to make sure that she has a very happy birthday. That's my number one thing right now. Year 1 of VZatsu has come and gone. And the next big thing is her birthday. That's super duper important. I want to make sure it goes off without a hitch. She gets as much as she realistically can have that she wants out of this event. I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure it happens. If I were to expand the company anytime soon, I'm considering probably expanding in the context of transfer students who are full-time VTubers. But I'm not sure yet. That is just something I'm tossing around. Don't take that as anything. Don't take that as anything serious. Okay, that's off the record or something. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. So, with that in mind, I want to take a moment to express just how incredibly grateful I am for every single one of you Whether you're watching right now, watching later, or just read the letter, hearing about it some other time, or even if you never even hear this message or read it, whatever. Still, I want to put this out there into the universe. I am incredibly grateful for every person that has supported me up to this point. Every person who's come to watch my streams, watched my content, laughed with me in DMs or in voice calls, played along with my silly antics in Chizcord, supported my silly ideas, loved me even when I was in the wrong, even when I feel like I didn't deserve it, educated me, spoke highly of me in places I could not even imagine, gave me opportunities to grow and show what I'm capable of, and gave me the courage to continue being the crazy coyote that you've raised me up to be, because I would not be here without you guys. Would not be here without you. Thank you all for believing in me through all of my victories and my mistakes, of which I feel like I've made quite a few. Your support has helped me not only grow as a creative, but as a person. It's taken me a while to be prepared for what is just across the horizon. But thanks to you guys, I have never been more excited to be a VTuber than I am right now. And I love all of you so very much. Thank you. All right, that's pretty much, that's close enough. I maybe